What's up, internet? How are you doing? My name is Stuart. I'm here doing another video for my pregnancy vlog. Thank you once again for joining me this week. Today my wife starts week 30, which means that we are about 10 weeks away from her due date. Almost there to the single digits. It's getting very close to Catelyn's birthday. Yay! So things are continuing to go well. We're just waiting for these next few weeks to pass by. They're starting to go by a lot faster, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm ready for these next 2.5 months. Well, as ready as I can be. So since the baby is going to be born in about 10 weeks, approximately-ish, we've been trying to get everything prepared here at our apartment for that. So my wife has been going into what she calls nesting mode, and basically she's just been trying to get everything in the house cleaned and organized and sorted and baby proofed and that whole thing. So she's been especially cleaning and organizing our room so that there's room for baby stuff, bassinet or crib, baby clothes, car seat, all the other extra baby accessories, all that stuff. Not just the bedroom too, but our main living room, kitchen, all that fun stuff. All of rooms need space for baby stuff, and it's not going to be easy organizing it at all, especially since both of us were students for this entire past year. That means there's a lot of school stuff just lying around and lots of things we have to organize and whatnot, and kind of overloading. Part of the whole organizing is trying to figure out what to throw away and what to keep. For example, is there any old school materials that we don't need anymore? My wife is also trying to go through lots of her personal things, like old stuffed animals or other trinkets that she's collected over the years, trying to figure out whether or not she should throw it away, because it's been a really tricky balance between sentimental value and choking hazard. Because she doesn't want the baby getting into certain things that are especially the smaller, tinier trinkets. Because as new-time parents, we've heard horror stories of kids finding things small and candy-like in appearance. So we're like, we don't want that to happen. It took us far too much struggle and suffering to get this child, and we don't want anything bad to happen to this one. Yeah, so we are definitely on full-on awareness of I gotta make sure everything is baby-proof, nothing can harm our child. So yeah, it's kind of a tricky situation, trying to just organize everything and make sure everything's clean and in place and whatnot. But we got 10 weeks to figure it out, right? We've got time. Meanwhile, I'm stressing out about a different kind of organization, namely my schedule. So a little bit of background about me. So I just finished a master's program, and I started work as an accountant, specifically an auditor, and that's going great. I love it. But part of getting out of school and starting work is I'm trying to go for my CPA license, or Certified Public Accountant, and it takes a lot of time. I recently started, and I've noticed that I definitely have a lot of review, lots of study to do in preparation for the exams. It's basically going to be a year-long commitment. And I'm just stressed out about how I'm gonna, make time for everything, because, there's work and then there's family stuff, taking care of baby, that's fine. But then trying to factor in additional study time, factor in all the other stuff that I do, all the hobbies and volunteer work that I like to do, and just plain old relaxing time, because face it, dad's got to sleep too. It's I don't know, I'm kind of stressing out about it a little bit, just thinking, how am I going to be able to do everything that I need to and want to? It's not something you can just simply plug into Google Calendar and be like, oh yeah, I've got the next year's schedule in my life, because you can't predict when baby's going to keep you up at 3 in the morning because she's sick or something like that. So yeah, it's got me slightly concerned, slightly worried about if I'm going to even have time for everything, or for the next year it's just going to be me living on, overdrive. But hopefully it won't be that bad, but I'm preparing myself for the worst. But besides all that, I am looking forward to having a baby and being able to take care of a baby. It's just going to take some more flexibility on my part, I'm sure, but I'm not too worried about it. It's just at the same time I think, well, I really hope that I don't get too busy with life. Other than that, everything continues to go well pregnancy wise. My wife is continuing to take those iron supplements that our doctor prescribed her because she had low iron in her blood on her last blood test, like I said. She's found that those are kind of starting to make her nauseous, and she has to avoid eating before and after she takes the pill a little bit, just because it's kind of harsh on her stomach. She can't keep food down if she takes it. So that's not so fun for her. I mean, could be worse, I guess, but still, she was not looking forward to having nausea for the rest of the pregnancy. Hopefully, we'll have to see if we have to continue to take these supplements throughout, or if she has to continue to take these supplements throughout the rest of her pregnancy. She hopes not, because she thought all the nausea would be done at the end of the first trimester, and here it is again, so well, that kind of is not so fun. She's also having harder and harder times bending down, so I'm consistently having to help bend down, like get into tight spaces. Like, for example, I've had to help her plug in her school laptop from because she's doing summer classes this year. So she has to plug her laptop into the little power, the power strip that we have. Then she can't exactly reach it comfortably anymore. One of the main reasons is that it's underneath the desk, and so she's not able to comfortably crawl under there. So I'm constantly have to plug it, unplug it, plug it, unplug it, and yeah. And she still drops things occasionally, so I'll have to bend down and pick those up. And yeah, I keep joking that I need to get her one of those like grabbers, one of those extendable grabbers, those mechanical plastic hand things that you can just reach out and just like grab things. That way she doesn't have to bend down. That would be useful, right? Catelyn is continuing to kick hard, very hard. We can feel her, seems like, stronger and stronger every week. Last week I was saying that it basically feels like a baby version of a Falcon Punch. Well, you can still definitely feel it. Baby's still partying hard down there. We can definitely feel her slide around a lot and, just press herself against the womb. It's kind of interesting. I can, like, if I'm rubbing my wife's belly, for example, sometimes I'll just feel like a very small bump, which I know there's a hand or a foot just pushed up against the wall. They're all stretched out, and our baby doesn't care, apparently. I have fun poking it, just like trying to tickle it or poke, and sometimes I'll get a response, sometimes I'll poke and then I'll get a small little thump back, which is adorable. I'm already creating shenanigans and bonding with my daughter. But other than that, it's just interesting to continue to feel baby move around and just like bump into everything. Still kicking at my wife's lungs, still knocking the wind out of her every once in a while. So yeah. And we've found out that baby loves baths. So if you remember, like a few videos ago, like early, mid, second trimester, I was talking about how baby was reacting to all these different sounds, like to the Disney movies or to me playing certain video games. And we're like, oh, baby must really love it. Well, to add to that list, water. Like every time my wife goes to shower, baby's just moving around like crazy, just absolutely happy and loving it. To the point where if she hears the sound of a faucet, like if my wife turns on the bath before she even gets in, or sometimes even when she just washes her hands, then baby will start moving a lot. And that's pretty, it's pretty entertaining now that I think about it. Like, baby just knows that it's bath time. To make it even more intriguing, if my wife washes her hands throughout the day, not so much movement. But at night, when my wife usually showers, if she hears the faucet. That's when she knows it's going to be bath time. So I don't know if our baby just already has like a perception of time, you know? I mean, I guess bodies, you know, human bodies have a, you know, an understanding of like day-night cycle. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with all that, but like our baby just knows when it's supposed to be bath time, and when the sound of water comes, it means it's bath time. And yeah, that's pretty intriguing, I must admit. I don't know what it is that she loves so much. I mean, part of it's that she also loves, like, whenever we go swimming, you know, and my wife is in the pool, baby also enjoys the movement that the swimming movement that my wife does in the pool. So I don't know what it is. She just loves being bathed. I mean, hey, I'll take that, you know. Hopefully that sticks when she becomes, you know, 2, 3, 4 years old. Hopefully she'll continue to love being bathed. You know, don't want one of those kids that just refuses to take a bath. That would just no. So hopefully this is going to be a good sign of things to come. But that is all for this week. Thank you once again for joining me for this pregnancy video and joining me during this pregnancy journey. We have 10 weeks left to go, so we're getting closer and closer to the due date. And until then, I hope that you continue to stay with me. If you have any questions or comments, or would just like me to talk about anything, you want to know my opinion about anything, feel free to leave a comment in the video, in the comment section below, and I'd be more than happy to address it in a future video. Once again, thank you very much for joining me. Have an awesome week, Internet. You stay awesome. I'll stay awesome too. Have an awesome week. Bye.